leaders of all kinds of organisations, I see how businesses are grappling with the logistical and cultural complexities of defining post-pandemic ways of working. In my research, I've determined 3 key reasons that underpin the discomfort that organisations and their leaders are experiencing. So let's think about discomfort trigger number 3, the seductive pull of certainty. To contain their discomfort, leaders are being drawn to clear and certain solutions to challenges that have not yet fully emerged. It turns out terms like hybrid and flexible working are easy to say but much harder to realise. Leaders rightly ask, what do they look like in practice? How can members of my team work in different ways and still be productive? Ultimately, new ways of working is about the complex alignment of organisational culture and leadership mindset. The result will not be a one-size-fits-all solution. As with all cultures, it will inevitably vary across your teams, organisations, locations, countries, and the many communities in which people exist. Thinking back now from a leadership skills perspective, how much would you like to turn the clock back to 2019? Does the past feel like it was easier, cleaner, more certain, and a known experience? Leading in the pre-pandemic world was innately and even viscerally understood. To escape the discomfort of change, leaders are looking for, and many consultants are promising, certainty, frameworks and processes to bring order. These may be necessary and even useful, but they are not the whole story. Frameworks and processes are helpful in providing structure and clear direction, but to be sticky and effective, they need a strong foundation of proactive culture building and leadership behaviours. Unchallenged assumptions are also silently shaping new ways of working. It is leadership behaviour that will ultimately deliver the shifts in culture needed for new ways of working to become simply accepted ways of working. Turning to frameworks and processes feels like action. You can set out some high-level rules and guidance, but unfortunately that's not enough on its own to get the job done. Leaders also need to be thinking about how and when to support your teams and how they will experience the where, when, why and what of their working lives. Launching a process without attending to the necessary cultural foundations is like throwing a message in a bottle into the sea. The message is clear, but you're relying on hope that it will reach its destination. I have a friend who says, hope is not a strategy. The exploration of leadership in this brave, new and uncertain world requires more than a 5-point checklist. It requires active communication, active connection, and active clarity. Jumping to the promised certainty of frameworks and processes without putting in place the necessary cultural and leadership groundworks is a key source of discomfort in leaders feeling that emerging new ways of working are not fit for purpose. Leaders who can tolerate a little bit of uncertainty and proactively prioritise these human and cultural building blocks into their toolbox of leadership skills will find that they're more likely to allow frameworks and processes to emerge that will actively support their teams moving to a business as usual that is both productive and sustainable. So here's something to think about. When you're putting in place processes and frameworks, take a step back and think about what cultural support your team will also need to ensure that these are effective. What leadership behaviours do you need to bring to the fore to support the rollout of business as usual in a way that is sustainable and lasting as we move forward from the pandemic?